telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. All right, hold on. Let's see if this works. Yeah. Okay, well, whatever. You know what? Sometimes this is just the way of the world. I am not exaggerating that every time I am sure that I've got every single thing in place, although I didn't get an alert on this. So, but it's saying it's live. I got the alert on the other channel, so I don't know why I didn't get an email from whatever. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. All right, let's switch to live chat. Let's, don't switch, just come here and enter, and enter, and enter, and enter, 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 there we go, enter, and I can now close Discord, and I can come over here, and I can hit the share button there, and I can close all this stuff down because it seems to be working. Maybe, possibly. All right, let's activate source. Switching to, before I forget, live chat. Activate source. Okay, switching to, hello, Furcorn. Let's see, did that show? Oh, I haven't activated the main window yet, so 1 second. I was fighting with this thing until just now. So you may have seen it say I went live. Well, actually, you probably didn't because it was refusing to work correctly until just this second, right when I started here. And it finally all just started working, but I couldn't really tell you why. So let's see. Let's do a couple quick tests of the chat window. So test 1. And okay, I heard it and I see it. Let's check the other one. Oh, that's right. I forgot it doesn't. This particular thing. Have to do a little bit of that. So let's say test 2. What's that show up as? Perfect. And we'll do a test 3. And everything is working. Unbelievable. Wasn't working until a second ago. But now it's working. So that's okay. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Furcorn, do me a favor. Type something. Let's make sure your stuff is showing up. It should be if mine is, but I like to make sure. So just type whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Emoji, anything. As I take a sip of water, because I put a lot of salt on the burger I made. Okay, there we go. Yes, I am now okay because everything seems to be working. So yes, I'm great now because I spent about 20 minutes trying to figure out why the software didn't want to start, and then it just really seemed to start working. So I don't know what that was. I guess maybe it was just a little momentary fluke. Those happen sometimes. So let me get my iPad put into place in the right spot here. And yeah, I don't know. But it's working now. It's working now. I didn't have to, I don't know why. I just had to reset things, I guess. But whatever works. Okay, so let me play my little thing here. And, oh, I don't know if my reflector is hooked up. Oh, it is. Good. Good. Wow. Well, at least that started on its own. That's a good sign. Let's make sure it's actually centered. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Oh, it froze. That's okay. I know how to unfreeze that. That's easy enough. Or actually, oh, I know what it did. It's not on the current version. That's easy. Hold on a minute. All I have to do is let's see, that, and then do that. And there we go. Yeah, now we're good. Okay, so I actually had no idea what I was going to draw tonight. I was either going to do this Destro image that I've had for a while now, or I was going to do, what was the other one I was going to continue working on? I think this one. This one's been sitting for a while, so I can either go back to this one. Oh, why did it freeze again? What? Why is it frozen again? Hold on. There we go. Let's try this. Perfect. There we go. Okay. I don't know what it's doing. This thing is just going crazy now. Okay. Anyway, I don't know what it was doing. Okay. But it seems to be, okay, let's see, is it moving? All right, it's moving. And the other windows, all the windows seem lined up now. So whatever that was appears to now be done. Anyway, I was either going to work on this, or I was going to finally get started on this Destro image that I've had sitting here for a while, which I do have the shading for and stuff like that. So there's some of the line work here, and that's the shading for it, the basic shading for it. So you know what? I think I'm going to do Destro. I think I'm going to do Destro because this has been here for a while, and I just feel like doing this one. So let's switch over to the pen. And yeah, this one's been sitting here for a while. I've been meaning to actually work on it, and other things always kind of came up in front of it. It's just the way that it goes sometimes. So actually what I should do is group all this stuff together so that I've got my, what is that? Oh, that's fine. Let's group all that, and that way it's all together in case I have to turn it off and on. Let's go ahead and do a fill layer right here. So we're going to go ahead and say fill, and we'll drop that down so it's light. Switch back to black, switch back to the pen, and we'll get going on this thing. Because after having to fight with the software that works, I tell you, every time, it's almost a joke that every time I come in to set up the stream and I sit here and go, okay, I did everything ahead of time, so this time I won't have any problems, and sure enough, something new comes up. It is almost like a joke. So let's see. Yeah. Hey, you know what? At a certain point, you just have to kind of laugh at it and say, okay. Especially if I think I've got it all in place, that's pretty much a guarantee that something will go wrong. So we're going to just keep things light and easy for this stream and just do some Destro stuff, because Destro is not particularly tough. Since he's basically got a chrome face, there's not really much in terms of the little line work that I usually have to do. Well, that won't really apply because his face is just metal. So what that becomes is more about creating the reflections and the shininess, as opposed to having to do lots of little detail lines. It really doesn't apply for it. I don't quite know how I'm going to do all that with him. This will be an interesting to see how that's going to work out. I have sort of an idea, but doesn't mean it's going to work the way I think it will. We'll see. That's kind of the fun. Even when you have an idea, doesn't mean it's going to necessarily work out. So, oops, no, I don't like the way that line looked. There we go. There we are. So this will probably be a shorter stream, but that's okay. That's okay. Because yeah, I just don't know why the software was just giving me an error. It was just saying, nope, not going to start. And I really didn't do much except I re-entered one little path. So maybe, you know what, actually it did. There was a thing that came up. Now that I say that, there was something that came up and said that YouTube now requires a more detailed explanation of the channel, like a description. So I put one in, but honestly, I mean, it just says art stream, so I don't know what they really want. Do I like YouTube? Oh. You know what? If I'm being honest, no, I don't. I don't like YouTube because, not because I don't like the platform. YouTube itself is fine. I actually watch a lot of stuff on there, like most people. There's some really great art channels on there. There's some really great movie channel. Oh, I screwed that eye up. Really great movie channels where people like talk about older movies and B-movies and stuff. And, you know, I put stuff on there. Actually, earlier today, I published an interview I did with a professor and an author on the show channel. And I do movie reviews and stuff on there. So I like it from that. I don't like YouTube because I don't like Google. I don't think Google is very good at running YouTube. I think they're actually very hostile towards creators. I think that YouTube being the big platform that it is, I think that's a bad thing because it stops anybody else from trying to make something that might be better. So because YouTube is so dominant, I think it's a bad thing. I don't think anytime one company or one platform is so big that you can't imagine anybody being able to make to be able to compete with them, that's bad. And that's true for Google, it's true for Apple, it's true for Microsoft, it's true for all of them. When they get to a certain size, it's bad for everybody. And I feel like YouTube definitely falls into that, where YouTube is just so dominant now that can anybody... I mean, look, we've had Twitch. Twitch couldn't do anything, really. I mean, Twitch exists, and it works, but nobody thinks it's going to replace YouTube. So Twitch couldn't do it. I mean, what else is there? There's Kick, and there's these other platforms, but nobody... most people don't even know what they are. I barely know what they are. And I watch a lot of the stuff on, you know, technology news and all the rest of it. It's the only reason I know what it is. Never actually tried it. Snake is live. Oh, he doesn't like YouTube either. Like I said, you know, the platform's fine. It's just a matter of I don't like how Google runs it. Hey, Timber, that's okay. Thank you for stopping in and saying hi. You don't have to apologize. It's okay. If you can't stay, you can't stay. I don't expect people to... I know some people feel like that, oh, you know, you stop by and you have to stay for a while, but if you can't, that's okay. It's fine. That's the reason I put all this stuff up after the fact on YouTube as videos, so that people can feel like they can watch it whenever, so that's okay. But thank you for coming by and saying hello. Happy Monday. So that's okay. If you have to go, you gotta go. I am extremely thirsty because I put way too much salt on the hamburger I made. Way too much salt. Oh, I shouldn't call it a hamburger. It's not really a hamburger. It's a Beyond Burger, so I guess it's a plant burger that's in the form of a hamburger. So that's how it is. Oh, he loves YouTube? Well, you know what? That's okay. People can like what they like. You know? If he likes it, that's fine. I'm not going to say anybody's wrong to like it. I don't. But that's okay. There's lots of stuff that I don't like that other people like. That's perfectly fine. So, like I said, my problem isn't really with YouTube because, you know, as a video platform, it's fine. It's more of how Google runs it and the fact that it just is the default for video for everybody. I just don't think that's good. I think anything that you use, there should be at least one or two other things that are as good and that people are willing to use. And there just isn't anything like that with Google, or with that's not YouTube that I can think of. I can't think of anything else that competes with YouTube. I really can't. And that's my... Ooh, I kind of messed that line up. Let's see if I can fix it. Might be able to, might not. We'll see. Ooh, you know what? Oh, that's pretty good. I managed it. I fixed it enough. Okay, I can correct that. That's easy to fix right there. And then over here, this got a little bit shallow on me, so we'll just fix these things, but that's not bad. And actually, that actually held that line better than I expected to. I expected it to, I should say. So yeah, like I said, that's just me. I expect at some point somebody will actually make something that's a competitor to YouTube. It's just going to it's going to take a while. It's going to take a lot of money. But the right person will do it. I mean, for a while, everybody thought that there was only going to be Twitter. And now there's other things. So things change. Flip a clip. Oh, I'll take a look at it. Flip a clip, huh? There's another thing. There's so many apps now on all the different phones and platforms that it's impossible to know where anything is. Which I'm not really saying that's necessarily a bad thing, because you have lots of choice, which is good. Choice is good, but at the same time, it can be overwhelming to find anything. It really can. But I'll take a look at it. Sure. Let's see here. Well, free can be good. Free's not always good, I will say that. I do actually like to pay for apps because I feel like then the people who make them can keep supporting them. But I don't think it's ever bad to have a free trial or a free version of something so people can see if it's useful to them. I think that's a good thing. I think every app should really have like a 2-week free trial so that you can actually see whether it's something you would use. That I wish we had more of, because a lot of apps don't even do that. And I think that would be, again, a good thing so that people could see, okay, is this something I'll really use? I don't know how it is on the App Store. I will say because if I'm going to criticize, I should also be fair and say, okay, here's something that the company does right. One thing I do think that Google did really well is their refund system for Android. The thing where you can basically, within I think it's 2 hours or so, you can get a refund on something. Because I've accidentally purchased stuff and not really realized what I bought. You can just immediately get your money back, which I think is great. Because I think people do that more often than we realize. People buy stuff and then don't realize what they were actually buying because they had too many things open and they weren't really keeping track. That happens a lot. I shouldn't say a lot, but it's happened enough times to me that I'm glad that the refund process is easy. I'll say it like that. So, I like I said, if I'm going to give Google static on something, then I have to be fair and credit them when they do something right, and that I think they did right. I don't know how the App Store refund process works. I actually haven't refunded anything on the App Store. I tend to do a little bit more. Well, the App Store stuff tends to be more expensive, so I'm a little bit more sure of what I'm buying when I buy something on the App Store. Android has a lot of inexpensive things. It's one of the reasons I like it, so it's easier for me to accidentally buy something and realize, oh, I didn't mean to buy that. It has happened. It has happened more than once. So, like I said, their refund process, I think, is very easy, and I'm happy about that. That's good. Okay, so let's take a look here. Let's see. So we need to get the angle of this, which I kind of bungled a little bit, but I think I can save it. Nope, can't. Didn't make it sharp enough. It's all right. We'll do it again. Okay. Actually, what I should do, if I was smart about this, I should make a big line like that. I'll show you why. Because then, if I duplicate that line and I move it down, like there, then I more accurately captured. See, now I've got that arc is more lined up. So, that's the smart way to do something like that. I can take this straight up and come in. And over here, this is its own thing, yes. I can take this one and come down. And then, let's see, let me turn off the circles for a second, just so I can see. Did you know Furcorn is actually from? No, I did not. You know what? Well, I know you like My Singing Monsters, so I guessed it probably had something to do with that, but I didn't know it for sure. But I had a hunch because I know you were talking about the fact that you like it, so it made sense. A lot of people do that. There's another person that I did a little illustration for who, that's that Phantom illustration that I did. And that person's avatar was the Phantom from Pokemon. So I'm not surprised by it. I didn't know it for sure, but I sort of guessed. I had a hunch, let's put it that way. So I'm not surprised by that. Okay, let's do this. We need to come in here, and we need to angle this so it follows along. Okay, let me get rid of, you know what I need to do? I've got too many lines going on. Let's do this. Where are these lines? Those lines are actually okay. These lines I need to clean up. So let's clean that one up. That's not one of them. Let's clean that up. Different one. Let's use that. There we are. So I did not know that for sure, but I had a hunch. No, that's not that one. Okay, hold on. Is that this one? Nope, it's not that one. Let's see what this is. Oh, it's just those lower lines. Okay. So now I probably have to come down here. Yep. Okay, so I gotta come in here, clean that up, and then that's probably right here. No, that's not that. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, I got it. Okay. It is, but I wasn't looking what I thought I was looking at. Okay, so in here, clean that up. That part's gonna get probably right there. Nope, it's a different line. Let's see. There it is. Here. Okay. Sure, go ahead. I'm listening. You want me to say who's there, or you want to do knock knock first? You can. I can do it either way. If you want to say knock knock to start it off, go ahead. Okay, let's do this. But sure. I always like to hear jokes. Even if I've heard them before, it's always interesting to know, see what jokes people know and what jokes people don't know. I actually don't know a lot of knock knock jokes. Not for any reason, I just don't have a memory for them. Alright, let's see. Alright, knock knock. So, who's there? Okay, let's see here. Let's do that and that. Oh, where is that? That is nice that I have that beep now, because that tells me when a message comes in. That is really helpful for something like this. So I'm very glad that's actually working. Glad that's working. That worked flawlessly the first time, ironically. Go figure. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh, well, okay. That can't go past that. I know that. That's an easy one. Okay. No, that's okay. That's good. That's good. Do that. And then I'm going to guess, yep, that's that. And then I need to come to here. Get that. And I need to curve this like that. There we go. And then on this side, I need to do this. And let's see. Banana splits. Oh man, don't say that, because now I want ice cream. See, the problem is you say banana splits and I instantly start thinking of ice cream, which, oh, I like ice cream. If only ice cream was good for you. Boy, I wish ice cream was good for you. It's not. I wish it was. But you say banana splits and that's the first thing I think of is, oh, ice cream, which I absolutely do not need, because there's a ton of sugar in ice cream. And that is one thing I am trying to keep my eye on, is sugar. I don't mind desserts. I don't get as crazy about it as some people do. But I do like ice cream. Oh, it's fine. No. I'm just kidding. It's fine. It's just as soon as somebody says, I mean, it literally could be anything. No, you're fine. It's fine. I'm just kidding. But I am, it does not take anything for me to want ice cream. So, honestly, you could have almost said anything and I probably would have somehow thought of ice cream, because I love ice cream. Especially chocolate. Chocolate ice cream I could eat all day long. I don't really like vanilla. I know a lot of people, my wife likes vanilla a lot, which is fine. I am just not that, I'm not going to say I'll never have it. I have had vanilla ice cream that's perfectly good. But honestly, if it's really up to me, it's always going to be chocolate. It's just what it's going to be. Just that simple. Chocolate is it for me. That is, if I only, the simple flavors. Obviously, you can get into, chocolate fudge, chocolate chip cookie, chocolate caramel, all that stuff. And that's all fine. I like all the kind of, Baskin-Robbins, Cold Stone type of creative flavors too. Those are all fine. But if you come down to the simple stuff, like the basics, it's always going to be chocolate. Chocolate wins. Just that simple. All right, now we're going to do, this is a big arc here, so this is going to be really interesting. Let's see how it handles this. How I handle this. See, because I got to get this curve. I didn't think it was going to, it doesn't know how to handle that. Okay, so this is going to have to be a two-parter. So what I'm going to have to do is take this arc to about there. So you can do that. And then I'm going to take another arc to about there. Okay. Then I got to do this third arc like this. And it's probably going to try to straighten that, so I'm not even going to bother with that. I got to erase that little bit off. Join these pieces. Okay. Am I seeing monsters? Once you get level 2, you get this monster called Mammoth. Oh, so it functions, so it has the kind of leveling up idea too then. Well, Mammoth is a really good name for anything. Mammoth is a good monster name. It really is. That's a good monster name. Mammoth is a good monster name. Leviathan is a good monster name. There's lots of good monster names. A lot of them. But Mammoth is a good one. Is that on my screen? Nope. That's just a piece of lint. There we go. Got it. 26 minutes. We're doing okay here. All right, wait. Did I go to a new layer? Yes. Okay, let's arc this around like that. Okay. And then we're going to arc this down like this. Bring that through there. And I think that's going to be okay. Then I just have to join these lines. That's a little, I went off a little bit. So let's try to fix that if I can. Oh, not bad. Okay. Okay. That's good. All right, let's go back to this, because on this side I can do that. Ooh, that held really well. Okay, good. Good, good, good. And then that's this one, right? Yes. Okay, hold on a minute. Bring this up. It's got to straighten that. Yep, I knew it. I knew it was going to straighten that. It doesn't like shallow curves. It just doesn't know what to make of them. You can tell. It gets lost on shallow curves really easily. Whoops. Hold on, hold on. Okay, there we go. All right, let's see. Oh, bakery. Well, there's something else that makes me think of like donuts, cake. It doesn't take much to make me think of dessert. Water is great. Bakery to feed the monsters, huh? Well, they gotta eat. You don't feed monsters and they tend to get unhappy. And nobody wants an unhappy monster. As we go into Halloween, I can tell you that for sure. Nobody wants an unhappy monster. It is not good. Okay, let's clean this up. All right. Oh, no. That doesn't look right at all. We got to kind of guide that over. There we go. Joint that in. All right, those lines are okay. So now we have to do the inner collar thing here, which I'm just going to do freehand like that. I'm not going to worry as much about that one being precise because it's kind of the inside part. So we're just going to kind of do this and have it come down. Whoop. Ooh, that's too sharp though. Would have stuck with it if I hadn't screwed it up at the end. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's see what this looks like. Ooh, nope, too sharp at the end. I think I had it better coming from this way, and then just have it come down, and well, that's not bad. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm all right with that. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. All right, let's see. Hey, Skippy. Yes, I do still have artist proofs available. You can email me at, ozoneartfoundry@gmail.com. Shoot me an email over there. And yes, I do still have artist proofs available, so I can get you some pricing and stuff on that. So yeah, I still have some. Yeah. I still have some for all 3 cards. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have one for all 3. I still have some for all 3. I just don't remember the foil, non-foil numbers. I don't know about those, but I definitely have some for each one. So yeah, just shoot me an email over there. and I will get back to you in a day or two. I don't necessarily instantly respond to emails, so don't take that to mean anything. I'm just terrible about email. I always need like a day. I'm always a day or two behind on responding. That's why. So, but yes, I do. Yeah, I did 3 cards. So, thank you for asking. Yeah, I do have some available. Let's see. Don't worry, monsters. Don't get mad at you. You can feed them to level 20. They will not get mad at you. Well, that's a good sign. Because I know not every game that has monsters do the monsters stay patient if they don't get fed. I know that. There are some where they're going to get very upset. You know what? I don't like that line. It's too... I know what to do. I know what to do. All right, let's delete that. Let's add a new one. I know what I'm going to do with that because I was... All right, let's try this. We're going to do that. And we'll stop there. And then we'll arc this side of it. And we'll bring it around and arc it down like that. And then I just got to line these up. So hold on a minute. Yeah. Well, no, thank you, Skippy. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, I just sent out a proof non-foil Shieldred to someone in... Where was that person? Hold on, I can tell you. It was international, I know that. I have the... Let's see, I have that person's email. Where do I have it? Where do I have it? Of course. Oh, and thank you for following me on Twitch. I appreciate that, Skippy. It's very nice. Where did I send that one? Let's see. I have to go into that account because I have a million accounts. That one went to... Oh, wow. Jeez, this is such a long email thread. Hold on, I'll tell you. Oh, did you for Halloween? That's great. Well, that's awesome. No, you didn't tell me. I don't think you mentioned it last time, but that was last week. So we weren't right on top of Halloween the way that we are now. So that's great. I actually just put up... Because, I mean, we don't put up a lot of Halloween decorations in general. But I did put up... we have these lights that have pumpkins and ghosts and that type of thing. And I finally put those up because I've been meaning to. Okay, here we go. Geez, I think that's Austria. Yeah, pretty sure that's where it went. Austria. So I just sent a proof off to Austria, as a matter of fact. Which got stuck in customs, I think. It's still stuck in customs over there, which is really terrible because... I know that person's been waiting for it, and I sent it right away, but stuff with customs, I can't do anything about that. So I really hate that stuff gets stuck for so long, but it's not the first time that's happened. When I send stuff international, unfortunately, it's really common. Even though, I mean, it's just a card. It's just a card in a small package. It really shouldn't take as long as it does. So I really hate how long that stuff gets stuck because... You know, look, I understand they have to check for certain things, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't be checking. I'm sure people send terrible things. But a card, they should be able to figure out that that's a card in, 2 seconds. It's just a card. I don't know what else they could think it would be. But, like I said, it's happened more than once, so I'm kind of... I feel bad for the person I sent it to, because I know they're waiting. And I sent them all the information. I said, look, you can see I sent it. It's stuck. And unfortunately, I can't. There's nothing you can do to speed that up. I mean, you put on the label exactly what it is. It's a card. Hey, Jitters. How you doing? Welcome. I'm doing good. How are you? I hope you are doing well. Welcome to the stream. Now that it's actually working. Doing much better than I was when I started the stream, and it just didn't want to start for no reason. But it's up and running now, so... I am not going to say another word because it's working for the moment. So what's the point in complaining? It's working now. But yeah, it threw me for... I'm going to do this other line first. It was throwing me earlier because it just didn't work. And it just said, not working, and didn't give me... The only thing I can think is there was a little thing that I saw that popped up that said, make sure you have a description for YouTube. So I don't know if YouTube updated something... And so maybe I had a description that was not adequate, and then I added one, and that fixed it. It's the only thing I can think of. So anyway, it's working now. Like I said, yeah, when I first started the stream and it just gave me this big error and just said, nope, not starting, I was thinking, okay. You worked last week, but like I said, working now, so not worrying about it. It's okay. Just, I said the joke is every time that I go to start the stream and I think, okay, I've got it this time, I've got it. Nope. Something will happen. So it's just a matter of now I think it's like, okay, I think I've got everything going, so what will not work for 10 minutes this time? Luckily, it always gets fixed, so it's okay, you know. But it is, yeah, it is kind of a joke now that I keep thinking, okay, I got it all in place now. It's going to be easy this time. No. No, not so much. Not so much. It's all right. These are minor things. I mean, I'd rather it didn't start than start and then stop, or start, you know, or just be stuttery, and it doesn't seem to do that. So like I said, I'm not going to complain too much because it could be a lot worse. Oh, you know what? That wouldn't be there. That would be under. Okay, so you wouldn't see that. And then where's those lines? So let me find these lines here. Not that one, not that one. Oh, they're up here. Here we go. So it's this one. Yes. Let's take this one and let's see. I don't like how customs is always a problem for people, because I try to get things out as soon as possible, and you know, it's like it gets stuck. So what am I working on? This is Destro from G.I. Joe of all things. I always like Destro because he's got a metal head, or I guess it's a mask. When I was a kid, I always thought that was just his head, but apparently it's a mask he wears over his face all the time that's made of just shiny silver metal. So that's what this is. So I didn't really come up with this one. It's just a character that I've always thought had a neat look, and I meant to draw for years and years and years, and finally got around to it. I'm getting a drink of water really quick. Oreos for Halloween, good choice. Oreos and Halloween are a good fit. So that's great. I like Oreos too. They have Halloween Oreos now with the orange filling, which are, I mean, they taste like regular Oreos. They don't taste all that different, but I like them. They're good. So yeah, Halloween Oreos. So Skippy, as far as your question is like, how do I come up with things? Well, I don't know, to be honest. It's just stuff that I think I'm sure some artists have things that just come out of nowhere for them. And I have that here and there where something will come. Actually, I guess I don't need that because you can't see it. It's behind that. You know, so every so often I'll have a dream about something and I'll wake up and I'll write it down, and that will lead to something later. But a lot of times I'll just see something. Like actually, is it on here? No, I don't think it's on this. I don't think it's on the iPad. I was walking along one day and I looked down and I saw that somebody must have spilled paint or something on the ground. And when I looked at it, I just saw this face in the paint. And so I took a picture of it with my phone so that I could remember it for later. And then I kind of drew this picture of, I don't know, almost like an ape head, but then there were parts where you could like see under the skin because the paint had kind of separated and that type of thing. And that's really what it is for me. With the cards were actually, those were pretty easty, because, not easy, but I didn't have to really come up with too much, because what they said was they wanted me to do, the art director from Magic who contacted me had seen this piece that I had done that was made to look like stained glass. And it was just something where I thought, oh, let me see if I can do something that looks like stained glass. I mean, there really wasn't, that piece didn't really have a point. It was just something where I wanted to see if I could make a stained glass effect in Procreate. And I was just kind of messing around with it, and it ended up looking pretty good. And so the art director for Magic, I guess they just go around and they look, and they must have seen that, they saw that piece on my Behance site, which is that Ozone Art Foundry top right. If you go to behance.net/Ozone Art Foundry, I think, hold on, let me make sure I'm telling you the right thing. Because if you want to see the reason I even got to do the thing, I think it's Behance, so BEHANCE.net/Ozone Ozone Art Foundry, I think will take you right to it. Let me verify that. And then yes, okay. Here, let me put this in the chat here. So if you go to wrong chat. Hold on a minute. There's so many chat windows. Okay, here it is. So if you go to this, if I can type, there we go. Slash. Right. If you go there, and you on that site. Oh, you have to scroll down a while, but there's an image called Mortal Window. I don't know if you can search natively. It's a ways down. And what you'll see is it's called Mortal Window, and it's a stained glass picture of, I don't know, like a skeleton in a robe. It's in front of a window. And anyway, they saw, the art director saw that and then contacted me and said, you know, we want to do these limited edition versions where the artwork looks like a stained glass window. And, you know, because they'd seen that piece that I did. And so she said, you know, would you be interested? And honestly, I thought it was a scam at first. I'm just being honest, because I thought, why would they be asking me? You know, they have so many really great artists that work for them that the idea that they would come to me, it didn't even cross my mind. Let's see. Rare Epic doesn't... Oh, well, you know what? All those have their rare creatures, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, so they contacted me for that, and like I said, at first, I didn't really even respond because I thought, no, this can't be real. This is not somebody from Magic. They're not interested in my artwork. I'm not well known enough for them to want me. And so I almost didn't even respond to it. And then I thought, well, on the off chance it's real, I should probably see if this person is a real employee. So I was able to look their name up, and I went, oh yeah, no, they do work for Magic. So maybe this is actually a real thing. And it was, and they did want me to do those cards. And it was great. So they basically gave me like the background, because honestly, I don't play Magic. I don't really know anything about it. So I didn't know what the character was. I'd never heard of Sheoldra before. I'd never heard of Lagomos or Elas Ilkor. I'd never heard of any of them. So they basically gave me a bunch of information on them and showed me like other artist versions of them, so I wouldn't, because they don't want you to copy, but they also don't want me to come up with something that looks nothing like the established version of the character. So they want you to see the other stuff, which is great. Because I kind of looked at it and went, oh, all right, I see. So that's one way that some people have done it. Okay. And then I basically thought, okay, well, they want it to be like she's being worshipped on a window. Well, I went and I looked up actual stained glass windows, and you know, from different churches and stuff like that, and looked at how they portrayed the different people and gods and everything else in them, and that's kind of where it came from. So it was, you know, I liked the idea of her with the kind of looking up and having, you know, controlling those guys at their whatever creatures, I don't know what they are, at the bottom. They kind of said that, you know, okay, the character is meant to control other people. She has these enslaved beings. So I'm like, okay, well, then I'm going to have that in there. And that's really where it came from, to be honest. It was a lot of me thinking of something I'd want to see on a... Oh, yeah, the Sheoldra is a scary character. Now, I was actually really happy they gave me Sheoldra, because the art director said, oh, you get to do one of the really kind of dark and scary ones. I was like, that's great. That's fantastic. A lot of times they want you to do like heroes and stuff like that. That's all fine. I could do that too. But I do like the idea of doing kind of the scary monster looking creature. So I was actually really happy to do that. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Because I think the art director asked me kind of, well, do you want to do that? And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Sure. Are you kidding? Sure, I'll do that. Why not? So I was thrilled to do it. And that's really how it came about. So it was partially imagination, like what I would want that character to look like to some degree. But also they do tell you, okay, well, here's generally what she looks like, so that you don't You don't want to have something that looks completely different from what everybody knows. You know, because it's just not good. You want people to kind of have familiarity. You don't want it to look exactly the same, but it's kind of like, you know, Spider-Man has different outfits, right? So there's different spider suits that he's had over the years, but they all have a spider. You know, they all look, you know it's Spider-Man. You know what I mean? It's not completely different every time. You know? So that's kind of where it came from. I'll take a look later for a corn because I can't open it with this thing running. So, but I'll take a look at the rare creatures, because I really do. I'm always interested in all these different creature designs that people do, because people come up with some really wacky stuff. Really wacky stuff, which I can do here and there, but not like some of these people. Some of these people I've seen, and I'm just sitting there going, wow, they can just come up with anything. It's crazy. And it's always impressive when I see that, because there's a lot of people who do just creature design. And, I mean, some of the stuff, you know, because they can figure out, a lot of them have a really good command of actual anatomy. So they've done a lot of studying of like animal anatomy, and they understand how muscles and bones all intersect. And that's how they kind of come up with their designs. They think, well, what if where the bones on this creature met, or where these bones are in the creature's body, if they met in a different shape, what would that look like? And that's how a lot of them do it. And a lot of monster designs come from nature. And you see some of these people who do a lot of it. They're actually doing things that are inspired by nature, and then they're just kind of changing things. They're altering something here or there and that type of thing. And that's really neat. And like with Shieldred, there was this element of... Hold on, I gotta look for that. That one line doesn't look right. I'm gonna fix that. Where is that? So that's good. There it is. That's gonna bug me if I don't get that fixed. There we go. Just had to round that out. And then... because she has like a part of her... The shell that she's in is like an insect. So I was looking at kind of like insect legs and stuff like that. And, you know, I kind of based the circular parts off of like crab shells and beetle shells and that type of thing. And sort of like an armadillo has those plates. So it was kind of all stuff like that. And that's what a lot of it was just looking at those type of things. I'm good. I'm good. This is coming out well. Probably what I'm going to do is finish... Oh, I noticed it froze. Sorry. Let me unfreeze that. Hold on a minute. Do that and do that. There we go. There we are. That should be back now. There we go. So I'm probably going to finish doing these lines, and then I think that's probably where I will end the stream for this evening. But that's really where it came from. It was a mix of... You know, because they gave me all the background on like Shieldred's history, and then like the Phyrexian stuff and all that, and other creatures that she was aligned with and all that stuff, and that's where I kind of thought about it. And actually, they originally gave me 4, and this is a good example of what I mean, where you don't want something to be too far away from where they want it to be. They had given me 4 cards originally. They gave me 4 perspective cards. And the 4th one, the design that I did, it was finished, and they looked at it, and they had another artist that they had already talked to and had already submitted a piece, and they decided that they didn't want to use mine because it looked too different from the other artists. And that was fine. I had no problem with that. I understand why they did that. So that's what I mean about, and that one, and when I talked to the art director too, they kind of understood that they didn't really necessarily know exactly what they wanted that character to look like. So it was somewhat of, you know, okay, which of the 2 artist designs do we like better type of thing. And they thought the other person's thing matched what they kind of wanted it to be more. And that's okay. I wasn't hurt by that or anything like that. You can't let that stuff bother you, because there are times where, you know, a lot of what's interesting about being an artist is you start to realize at a certain point that and this is going to sound weird when I say it, but I'll explain it. They're really, oh, I'm on the wrong layer. This one. It's really not a matter of if other artists are better than you, because the reality is it doesn't matter if they are. All that matters is the person that you're making the piece for, do they like what you're doing? If they do, then it doesn't matter whether somebody else is technically better or not. That doesn't matter. What matters is the person that you're making the piece for likes what you're doing. That's all that matters. And if they don't, that's very possible, because different people can look at the same piece of art and they can see different things. So that's what I mean about it. It didn't bother me. You know, I still have that piece somewhere that I did. I was happy with the way it came out, but then I saw the one that they were, the artwork that they ultimately went with, and yeah, it was really different than mine. And so I understand that that was what they wanted it to be. That's fine. That's, you know, that's how it goes. I am not going to complain, really, about being able to do only 3 of 4 cards. I know people who would love to work for Magic and haven't gotten a chance to. So the fact that I got to do 3 cards, number one, and that I got to do Shieldred, who a lot of people really, really like, that's exceptionally lucky. So I am hardly going to get upset about one of the 4 designs not getting accepted, whatever. To be honest, Shieldred was the big one, and they took that one. Favorite music? Oh, that's an interesting one. It changes over time. It just depends what I'm in the mood for. I listen to a lot of, well, I guess they call it synthwave still. I don't know if they're still calling it that, but that's what they were calling it for a while. Basically, music that's heavily based in synthesizers and is supposed to sound like music from 20 years. Well, I shouldn't really say that. It's not really true anymore. I think that's how it started. But music that sounds like it's from video games, you know, like old Nintendo games type of stuff, that type of thing. I like a lot of different stuff, though. It just depends. I like rock music, too. I like jazz, depending on if I'm working on stuff and I'm working on artwork. I usually put jazz on because you don't have to really pay attention to it. It's good background music. And it's not too, you know, too involved, because you really want to be focused on the artwork that you're doing. So jazz works well for that, because it does just kind of sit in the background and it doesn't overwhelm you. So that's generally what I listen to a lot of times. But I've listened to almost every type of music there is, except for really, I've never been the biggest fan of country music. I'm not going to say there's never been a country song I liked. There have been. Mostly Johnny Cash, if I'm being honest. But in general, it's just never been music that I particularly like. But I won't say I don't ever like any country songs, just not most. Outside of that, I'm pretty much willing to listen to anything if it's actually made well. Let me turn that layer back on. Okay. Well, you know what? I think this is probably a good place to stop the stream for this evening. I'm right at about an hour, so that was a little longer than I was playing. I was playing about 40 minutes or so. But that's in a good spot. And then what I'll do is, probably in the next stream, what I'll do is start doing, I'll put in, see, I've got these shadow lines. That will be interesting. Let's see, Skippy's Magic Gathering has thousands of cards made reprints, so there's room for more art to come out. Shieldred's been my favorite cards to play with. Never knew could get artist proof, so that's huge at the end of the day. Hope you have a good rest of your day and more. I turn notifications, so I'll catch your stream in the future. Well, good. Oh, yeah, I don't miss homework. At least I'm past the homework point in my life. That is one good thing about getting older, is the homework isn't the same as it is in school. So good luck with the homework. I don't miss that at all. And yeah, you know what? I've had a great experience with Magic. I really have no complaints about anything. People are great. You know, a lot of people have gotten the proofs, have been really happy with them, which is fantastic. Because, you know, as an artist, what you really want is to be able to make something that somebody actually enjoys looking at. And again, not everybody gets that. So I'm very, very lucky that way, because, you know, they could have just passed ripeness. So it could have been that, you know, I didn't do the work the way they wanted to, or it didn't work out. Unfortunately, it did. So I'm really, really happy about it. And it's been great. And, yeah. I will say, too, I did do some Skippy, if you're interested, I did some alternate versions. I did an alternate version of Shieldred because I can't sell. The only thing I can sell of the official artwork is prints, but I can't do anything besides that. And I really like shirt designs and stuff like that. So I have a threadless shop, and I have some alternate Shieldred designs on there. So if you, when you email me, I'll send it to you in case you're interested. Just if you're interested. Anyway, thank you, Furcorn, for coming by. Thank you, Skippy. Thank you, Jitters. I know you're not here. Oh, maybe you are. There's 3 people still watching. So, Jitters, if you're still here, thanks for stopping by. Thank you, Timber Dragon, for stopping by earlier. I know you couldn't stick around. That's perfectly okay. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. I just appreciate you coming by and saying hello. And now that I said all that, I got to take a deep breath because that was a lot of stuff to say in one rapid shot. Yeah. Thank you for coming by. And if you're watching this later, thank you for watching it later. I don't need people to come by live. It's great when they do. But if you're seeing this 6 months from now, I'm just happy you're seeing it at all. So thank you. Thank you for viewing it wherever and whenever you view it. And for everybody else who's watching, or if you're watching this later, don't stop here. Go find somebody else who's doing something creative. Making music, making artwork, making pottery, whatever. Creativity is great for you. It's good for you. And you should experience lots of different types of creativity because there's lots of great artists out there. And, oh, thank you, Skippy. I appreciate that. And if you find an artist that you like, support that artist in some way, whatever way you can. And whether it's, you know, watching their videos or sending them a message saying, hey, I like your artwork. A lot of artists, they put their stuff out there and they never hear anything. I was very lucky because, again, I got to do these cards and I get to hear from people all the time. But a lot of artists that don't have that opportunity, they put their stuff out there and they would love for you to just say something nice to them. So say something nice to them. It'll make their day, I promise you. And until that, never do the endings right. Until next time is what I meant to say. Again, thank you for stopping by. And yeah, go experience some more creativity and go find an artist you like and follow them and support them because it really does mean a lot to them. And I will plan to be back probably on Thursday, I want to say. Yeah, probably on Thursday. Thursday or Friday. I think it'll be Thursday. So yeah, I try to stream twice a week. But yeah, if you put the notifications on and all, whatever other things you do in the different, I know Twitch has one type of notification. I think YouTube says ring the bell or whatever it is. Then you'll see when I go live, assuming I don't have any problems like I did this time. But since it's working now, I'm hoping that means that whatever it was temporary. In any event, thank you for stopping by. I'm going to shut up now because I'll just keep babbling forever.